All right. Round two of Game 1. We previously saw 1-800 get hellbombed win a match against the Warden Navy on Bulwark. We are now here on Styx as the team sides have swapped. Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP. The Warden Navy, notably, has had a sub in. Unfortunately, Lord Talos was having issues with the game, so Bell is stepping in to take the last spot on Warden Navy. Warden Navy deploying as Team ANS on the A side here. Team 2, still the same. Team 2 we know and love. 1-800 get hellbombed, same members and all. Flynn has notably swapped to the Hell Jam badge. We'll see what that means when we see Flynn's fleet. Lot more ships than we saw on the previous match, especially out of Warden Navy here, as they are opting to deploy more. It looks like the Nova tag is Bell. They are deploying, looks like, pretty evenly along the map here. Have a lot of tags from Void. Reaver was the cap player for Warden Navy last match. We will see if they continue to be the cap fleet. Separation and these names. I'm very much familiar with some of these ship names. We have a zoom in on a Solomon. Ooh, interesting. What do we have on this? Looks like 450s with an extra antenna and an illuminator on the nose. We will have to take a look at that when we go through the teams. First off, Bell is bringing his escort carrier fleet with the gun voxel. This gun voxel, an independent hunter for hunting down light assets and providing gunfire support. The carrier has reinforced magazine. Interesting. So not a lot of stuff in this, but it looks like it does have some torpedoes. I believe the torpedoes Bell is running are the max warhead torpedoes that drop at really close range to just annihilate small ships. Fair mix of bombers and Tontos. We will get to see those in action later. Darien with the 450 Solomon. Looks like we have a hangar on the back fitted with 4 Tontos of some description. Are there coil gun? There are sandshot rounds on this Solomon. They are more than likely coil gun Tontos unless this Solomon has Sarissas on it, which it doesn't look like it does. Escorting the gun Solomon, we have a gun sprinter with some jamming. Interesting. We'll see where that goes, although it looks like it's just a cap ship, or at least it's like an offset sensor vessel. We'll see how it works. Hybrid, running what looks like the cat fleet. 2 Keystones, 2 FPAs in here. A lot of DC in these things. God damn. Okay, we'll see if the investment in the DC works in their favor. Stonewalls on these Keystones also helping with dealing with rocket strikes. Very useful. And some torpedo sprinter. I'm assuming these are torpedoes. Yep, torpedo sprinter cap ships. Looks like we've got 4 of them. Mr. Dapper over here is wielding the 450 Axford with an S3 S3 backpack with a mix of S3Hs in them. What drive setup do we have? We do not have any unique drives. We have 1 reinforced drive and 2 reactors, so unfortunately they will not be able to pull the radar dodge tech we saw last match. We have another Keystone over here. Regular drive, 2 FPAs, fairly standard. And a Reigns with point defense support. I'm assuming this is escorting the escorting the heavy capitals over here. All of ANS's heavy capitals in this one ball over here. We'll see how that works for them. Black Bat running the cap fleet. We have a Talisman MMT here. Any escorts? Nope, it's just alone. And it looks like it has a VLS or an MLS-2 on the bottom, so it can fire the full salvo of 4 missiles while still having the missiles here. Missiles already out on what has happened here. These are S2s out on a cap ship launched from Separation Anxiety, which is the 7th missile backpack. Who fired those? Was it Black Bat's MMT? I'm assuming it was. Yep, Black Bat's MMT taking some missiles out. Torpedo strike in return on the Separation Anxiety, this 450 liner. Things have already started off fast today as Warden Navy puts some pretty pretty heavy fire down on this this liner here. Although the command valve not really working all that much. I'm assuming it's because this ship doesn't have visual of this liner here. The chaff able to decoy the most of the... Oh, that was a weird path that missile took. Able to decoy most of the missiles here. Although the 100 mil and the missiles are now going into this poor sprinter here. It does secure the D point, although it will die for its troubles. We have Blackbat has some rocket shuttles under the map going for the natural. Bell's carrier has nothing in between it and these rocket shuttles. Will Bell be able to deploy bombers in time to deal with these, or will we see Bell lose their carrier immediately? The carrier is spotted. Oh, no. I'm not even done going through the teams, and Bell is already in danger of losing their carrier. Duke really quickly has the two 450 liners dispersed with some, looks like some cap and sensor assets. Oh, but the Torp Sprinter here is able to dive onto these torpedo ships. Will it be enough to stop them before they make contact with the carrier? Will these torpedoes hit? These are ACT command valve. One hit on one of them. 2 hits, 1 kill, but the Pavise locks in. This Pavise is going to take down the other missiles going for it as one of them survives, but it is opting to withdraw instead of going for the carrier. Bell surviving by the skin of his teeth. C Point, the development of C Point. We have a Beamstone and I'm assuming a pretty damaged Torp Sprinter. Wonder what caught him out. Perhaps it was Flint. Oh god, this is Van Gogh. Oh no. The Plasma Acello strikes again. As Flynn deploys the Plasma Acello. We love to see it. We love to see it. Honestly, Plasma Acellos are quite good, actually, all things considered. Being able to have the point defense with your Plasma is very nice, and the monitors are able to put out the damage. This poor Sprinter is not long for this world. And wrapping up Team Hellbombed, we have, we have a Throngler. Are these Broadside, or are these Obelisks? They are Obelisks. Do they have the big drive? They do! Scrubbus has learned from the last time we saw them play on my channel. And it looks like they have 3 of these Plasma 100 mil line ships just all laying in wait at the same spot here. I'm assuming waiting to see where OSP's frontline is and waiting to strike. Warden Navy's heavy capital is putting fire down range against this tugboat here, although since it is at range, it is able to dodge most of the fire. Not Warden Navy, Team Hellbomb stepping on to the sea cap with this Sprinter here. Some flak, some defenses, a very, very sacrificial ship here. It's going to drift out of the cap point. It's going to drift out of the cap point. Uh-oh. Blackbat not paying attention to where their ship is heading, and it drifts out of the point. Or does it? Is it still in the point? No, it drifts out. It drifts out ever so slightly. Cap point being reset slightly here as the ship struggles to get back in. We have more missiles out on this this Beamstone here, which was spotted, although it's going to rock PD, unfortunately, for Blackbat. The Sprinter now stepping back onto the sea point, realizing its mistake, and it doesn't look like ANS is going to be able to deal with it before the cap goes to Hellbombed. Over here, ANS has managed to secure the D point. However, there is a lot of OSP frontline in the area. This poor Voxel being caught out almost broadside to this 450 liner, as those shells, that's 450 HE against a Voxel. That is going to start hurting immediately as this Voxel suddenly goes from very green to very orange in the span of a single salvo. No jamming to support that poor thing, and it's being tracked by this Bloodhound tug with 2 track correlators. Bell, unfortunately, putting their Voxel in the wrong place at the wrong time. Beamstone looks like it was redeployed down here to deal with this shuttle going for the carrier, and it looks like it is going to pick it off before it gets its rockets out. A very interesting gambit from Blackbat that almost worked. Almost able to take down this carrier, Bell's carrier, before it even managed to do anything. Looking at the overall picture here, Hellbomb's front line is pushed up really far into the front against the cap points that they have very good. Whereas, unfortunately, for Warden Navy, their front line is way over here. Looks like they are trying to deathball, probably to avoid getting carrier struck. But unfortunately, they are unable to put any pressure on any cap point other than really E point. And even that is pretty limited given how far away they are from it. The front line really needs to be up closer to really be able to affect anything. This voxel now able to start dodging these shells now that it knows where the liner is, although some of these still are going to be going into it. It's going to start taking out some of these modules here, and that initial salvo definitely hurt. Bell needs to probably withdraw the ship immediately considering how damaged its front thrusters are, limiting its dodge ability severely. Although it does manage to red the magazine on this 450 liner here. This liner unable to fight back while it repairs that magazine. However, it appears that Duke doesn't just have one 450 liner, as the Sage Watt deploys from E over to the other side of the map to engage these keystones here that are guarding the point, likely so that this MMT can step on and take the point. Bell definitely needs to withdraw now. It has detected this ship here and is able to tell that there is a liner in position to get broadside shots on his voxel. The liners are moving in, pumping down an insane amount of 100 mil fire into the side of this poor... Oh, no. Oh, no. This poor voxel getting absolutely obliterated. Full of bullet holes as its CIC gets redded. Or its CIC goes down. It only had a basic CIC. Plasma now coming in to ensure that this Acello is properly cooked for the foul-up salvo, although I don't think it matters. This Acello is just way out of position as the entirety of... as like half of OSP frontline just completely just dives on this poor voxel. It is now dead. Hybrid Reaver losing a couple of their cap ships across the map, losing notably one of their Acellos, or not Acellos, one of their beamstones here. It looks like to rocket shuttles. Although these rocket shuttles are getting missiled in return. Not a whole lot of damage, unfortunately. Oh no, these were only guns. Did this thing get reactor dead on? Oh, it got reactor deaded on by this ship, and that's, I'm assuming that's HEHC that just completely, yep, that's HEHC that just removed the keystone from existence. ANS on the back foot here immediately as they're in front. Their front line is deployed in the wrong area entirely, way back out here on Safari, whereas OSP's front line is in the place it needs to be to take out these priority targets. It looks like Rampart is trying to get an ambush on one of Black's liners here, although I do not think it's going to be enough. This keystone is already spotted by Black. Black can start rolling this ship at any moment to get fire down on it. And meanwhile, this keystone needs to go bow on to the liner in order to damage it, and it doesn't look like it's going to be able to do that in time as Blackbat starts unloading 100 mil HE into this poor keystone. Blackbat using the superior speed of the liners to just move completely behind this poor keystone before it's able to go bow on, able to get fire into the side of this thing. That keystone is no longer really going to be surviving, is it? Massive amounts of 100 mil flak into these bombers here as Scrub is manually firing the T-30s at these things. I get flashbanged by going in to view them. It looks like these bombers, though, are trying to launch an attack on Blackbat's isolated liner here. Will it be able to get the strike through before the flak removes them from existence? Look at all of this. Flak recently getting a nerf on PTB, no longer having the large explosion damage radius it once used to. So as long as these bombers stay moving, they can probably survive this pretty well. Although that being said, they are starting to take a little bit of damage from this this engagement. Torpedoes out on Duke's liner. These are ARAD Act. Does Duke have a radar on this thing? I have no idea, but it looks like those missiles are missing. Perhaps the ARAD not homing in properly. Lots of those missing as only one or two of them hits the target, dealing very minimal damage. I can't even see where the... Oh, no, it does have a Bridge Master. So it did have a radar, so that ARAD sort of homed, but it looks like Duke probably M-commed to avoid, yeah. Duke probably M-commed as soon as he saw the bombers incoming, honestly. They were en route for quite a while. ANS does manage to get the 3 cap, and is securing a 4th cap here at C point. Able to sneak one of these shuttles into the cap point while the front line that was supposed to be denying the cap is out here dealing with the Vauxhall. Neither team's front line really damaged, although both teams' cap fleets have taken some pretty significant losses here, although Black Bat has definitely lost less at this point. The loss of this poor Vauxhall, a very big blow for ANS. Bell's carrier has been locked. Van Gogh has locked Bell's carrier. The 9-kilometer lock range of the Acello on that bullseye, able to lock the carrier from this distance. And Bell's got to be... Oh, boy. We have 450 fire coming in from one of Duke's 450 liners onto Bell's carrier. Can Bell get this carrier out of here before it gets punished? There are no restores on this carrier. If it starts losing things, they are gone forever. There goes one of the flight deck traversal systems. Not the most important thing to lose, but it's not going to be the first, as those are Hesh rounds. There goes the antenna. Those landing pads damaged. These are the bomber landing pads. If those things go down, Bell will no longer be able to launch any bombers. Bombshells now going in. Although the Solomon is here as well and has something to say about the carrier being targeted, but at this point I think that they have identified this carrier as the carrier and are going to be prioritizing it instead of the battleship. Some Hesh rounds missing as Bell desperately tries to get the carrier out of there. The battleship isn't really going to be able to do enough to really save this carrier, I don't think. Although these Hesh rounds are starting to miss. There goes one of the large landing pads as one of the pads for bombers goes down. No resource to bring that up. More 450 going in. The other large pad is gone. This carrier is no longer able to launch or recover bombers. Hangars go down. This carrier is gone. Hellbomb, Team Hell get Hellbombs successfully IDing the priority target as another round of torpedo bombs completely miss Van Gogh here. I'm assuming they have MCOM'd as well, or done something to avoid the ARAD. A battleship here is moving into position, preparing to fire on Van Gogh. However, it should be noted that there are 2 450 liners broadside to the battleship now. The flanking position is going to be devastating if Duke decides to open up on that battleship. Hellbombs does manage to resecure the cap advantage here, resecuring C point from the Warden Navy. And it appears that the Axford is now engaging Scrubbus's liners, taking a lot of plasma for its trouble. This Axford does not want to be here. It wants to be engaging these liners at range, but unfortunately, Scrubbus is not going to let it do so, as it's just going to start taking a bunch of 100 mil AHEHC into the nose. The main gun already going down. Several of the buff modules also getting damaged here, as this Axford is going to go down relatively quick here with all that firepower going into it. Missiles are out on the liners, although AMMs fired to defend. Looks like they mostly miss. We have some hits on one of the liners here. It loses a lot of its guns here. Those were most of its offensive weapons, as its drive goes down as well. What? Its drive looks fine to me. The game potentially having a weird moment here, saying that this liner's drive is down despite having a drive that's at 72% health, which I do not think is the health at which the oh, it's scrammed. Oh, that is true. He probably scrammed his reactor to avoid the explosion. The carrier completely destroyed as Bell is completely removed from this match. Bell does still have fighters out, but I do not think it's going to be enough. The battleship starting to take plasma from the Van Gogh as these monitors move in to engage him. Duke swapping the AP, firing a bunch of 450 rounds into the vulnerable side of this battleship. the damage is going to start adding up. 450 line ships really hurt when they're being fired at battleships now due to the recent buffs to OSP's 450. This Axford completely mission killed at this point. 2 restores left. Everything is gone. I think, unfortunately, that this is going to be another win pretty quickly for Team Hellbound as they completely envelop the entirety of ANS, really just destroying everything that they have. This battleship not really taking a whole lot of damage yet, but that damage is going to start adding up. As soon as this expert is dealt with, Scrubus's chargers, or not chargers, obelisks, are going to just rush onto this battleship and just remove it from the match. There is now nothing to contest any of the caps as ANS is completely out of assets to really do anything about this now. Yeah, the Warden Navy's frontline opting to really just stay not only in the back of the map, but in one spot, completely unable to do much of anything around the map. We do get a cheeky kill on this cringe capper here from one of the torpedo sprinters, but unfortunately, that's not really going to change things about this match. The Axford does go down here, nothing left but a drive, as this Reigns, I'm assuming, is trying to get out of here. I doubt it will, considering the amount of firepower that OSP has in the area. Plasma going out against the Solomon. It is broadside to these obelisks. Oh no. If those obelisks start getting plasma and then HEHC into this battleship, it's going to just melt. Yeah, this poor battleship pinned between 3 OSP frontline fleets now, completely unable to do much of anything. The top of it just going down immediately as the HEHC starts hitting where the armor's been stripped off by the plasma. The battleship is returning fire, but unfortunately, 3 liners, the battleship is not going to be able to chew through 3 liners in the time it takes for these liners to chew through it. This battleship, you can see where the plasma is building up as this battleship starts losing modules left and right. The battleship is going to manage to go bow onto the liners eventually, but I think by that point, there's not really going to be much of it left. It should also be worth mentioning that OSP has plenty of frontline here. 2 450 line ships, as well as Flynn's Plasma Cello fleet over here, are still in really good position to make sure that this battleship stays dead, and also that the any ships that ANS still has left sent against... Oh, there's the surrender from the battleship player, as it looks like, yep, surrenders from ANS as the match ends. It is now 2-0 in 1-800-Hellbomb's favor as they win the first match, or the first round, game. As unfortunately Warden Navy is eliminated in the first game here. We will now be going to someplace for the discussion.
Hello.
Hello.
That was cool to see you.
Yeah, I had a fun time, except it was not too cool to see those ARAD Actorps. Those are supposed to be Command Hodge.
Oh. Well.
Interesting. Yeah, we did get a good view of the ARAD Torps completely missing their target on the stream, so at least now that the viewers know that it wasn't supposed to miss.
Think about this, Bell. It was like a 10% chance of me dying in a very humiliating way.
It was like, yeah. I was so disappointed when I saw that. Whatever.
Yeah, first of all, my monitors don't even have radar.
So
I was disappointed when I saw the Claymores fly through 18 T-30s worth of flak and just not care.
The Claymores took very little damage from that. The
the
flak nerf very much obvious in that little engagement there.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings. Well played. I hope you had fun.
that was one of the matches of all time.
Yeah,
People say
congratulations
this.
to the winner of game 1. 1-800 got hellbombed. Good play for you guys.
That was the warm up.
It was the warm up, I see.
Bro, we got executed.
Well, you guys did okay. I think the main thing that most of the people in my chat were noticing is that your guys' front line was, in the first match, very scarce. You really only had the 2 Acellos. And also in both matches, your guys' front line wasn't really on the front line. Your Solomon and Axford, especially in the second match, were way off in one of the corners. Whereas OSP's front line, all of the liners were like nearly on top of the cap points for most of the match.
Yeah, right at the end, we just got the fucking mega surprise from
Right.
the liners. Just we had no idea those liners were there, and then suddenly it's just 3 liners come around the corner. It's just like, oh, I guess I'll die.
Yeah. I mean, for the first match, it was like we were very cautious because we knew that there was going to be a levy and some nightmare stuff on the ANS.
So you're trying to play it safe. I see.
Yeah. Because
and
I
the-
kind of knew that I would
Acellos.
have major PC issues if
Oh,
I got stuck
yeah.
early on, so I wanted to minimize that in an active fight. However, that didn't work.
That is
Yeah, we've
true.
never
We've
seen
had
them.
we've had a lot of people talk about having performance issues this match. I'll have to talk to Vastil about that. Maybe we can see if there is a server issue. I doubt there is, given that it's a dedicated server. Unfortunately, I think it's just on the client end.
Nah,
Yeah, which is really weird.
right now, fucking planes just eat your PC.
Is it the
Interesting.
planes? It might be the planes because like I just had some like crazy rubber banding. Like my
Yeah,
PC
it's
performance was
Well,
fine.
that
it
would
was
probably
just
be
my
internet.
connection.
Okay.
It's definitely not my connection though. Like this has never happened to me before.
Even with a lot of fighters in the air, I've never really had problems with issues. In my experience, they did a pretty good job of optimizing the servers for planes. But
Yeah, I mean like it was definitely playable.
Nah.
I could still play. It was just kind of annoying.
No, what I mean is like on the client side, planes kind of eat performance,
true, yeah, they do.
and if you've got kind of like a bad PC or like mid tier, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was we were pretty much too aggressive both times.
Right. No, it's fair. Part of the game
Yeah.
is also, learning experiences. I will say
Yeah,
that
seeing an
the
entire team of gold is terrifying.
it is, yes.
Well, I
at
mean,
least
Scrub is kind of ruined. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll be gold soon enough.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys are so
dude,
toxic.
yeah.
SMH, hell stack.
TG, bro. Lobby stacked.
Bro, seeing that when we loaded up, was just
Brutal.
like, oh no.
Hey,
We're
can
not
we
even
balance this
bad,
lobby,
like-
please? Like,
Seal clubbing even in the
It's-
tournaments.
Some of the teams have
Maybe.
battens, dude.
I think it's acceptable in
Like-
the tournaments. I think that's the one
Yeah,
place
seal
where you're
clubbing is
allowed to
interesting
seal
in
club.
tourneys. We fucking signed up for this, so.
Yeah, I
You
will
guys-
be real. We were kind
I
of.
hope you
aware
guys
what
had
we were
fun.
gonna
I
get
had a lot
into,
of fun, by the way.
You guys did fairly good though, considering the unfortunate team stack against you. You guys actually played like really well. I will say, I have no idea what you put in those mass driver liners in the first match, but they were like not missing their target at all. Even when Scrubbus was orbit dodging with 3 fucking radar drives, you were still hitting them really
Yeah, because there's mass
consistently.
driver.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
You never
they're
dodge
2
mass
kilometers per
driver.
second.
I had fucking. There were like 6 or 8 pikes in them. I was just fucking EO spotting
Oh,
them the
you're
entire
using
time.
the EO spotted. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that would definitely explain it.
Whoa, mass driver be upon thee.
You guys,
I do think, even though the Gucci mass driver liners, they did catch us off guard, and I will admit that my
You got
play with the
so greedy,
seals,
dude. Why
I
did you
got
do
so
You got
greedy.
bored, dude.
Yeah, you did,
and
Duke,
I
yeah.
got bored. But it did catch us off guard, but also I think they're a bit overinvested.
true,
um,
yeah.
I
Having
think
into
overinvestment
stuff,
is a
like-
bit of a common theme, like with the cap fleet we saw in
Yeah.
Sticks too, for example.
yeah, the cat fleet that Reaver brought didn't really have a lot of.
River's not with us right now, is he?
He's down.
Oh, is he still in the?
Wait, no,
The thing is, just
Nice.
fucking.
Yeah, I think he might have. Yeah, I don't think he's joined.
Internet problems. unfortunate.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, no. They were good matches. Yeah, it was quite a way to kick off the tournament. Very, very interesting things. I will say, the moment we spotted on my stream, I think it was Black Bat's rocket shuttles flanking under the map towards Bell's carrier. There was
yeah,
I
I
knew
just yelled at
instantly
those.
what those were when they pop track. I'm like, guys, you need to kill those right now.
there was the chat. My chat went wild as soon as we spotted those and realized what they were trying to do.
But luckily they
Yeah,
they backed off. So
you guys, yeah, you had
okay.
assets in the area to
It
kill
was
them.
Hush that killed the levy, right?
What killed the levy is you guys got a crossfire on it between Duke had 450 fire going into it, and you had the Hesh from your monitors.
Oh, so Duke helped me. That's not good.
Bro.
the BB was behind me at that point. Just saying.
Yeah,
No.
it was.
That's toxic, bro.
Yeah, once again, that kind of loops us back to the issue that Warden Navy's front line was kind of in the back line for most of the matches they played. It was unable to really support the cap pushes, unable to really hold the caps with their firepower, and especially in that last match, Hellbomb's front line in that last match was completely uncontested for like the entirety of the match. And by the time that ANS did move their front line, ANS did move their front line up, it was already kind of too late. They had already bled too many cap assets, and the carrier was already gone.
Yeah. Turns out, Briculusing, the 2 points the fucking enemy fleet doesn't go to, doesn't work.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the risk of death stacking like that. Sometimes sometimes it works because you deflect all missile strikes and carrier strikes going against you with your combined point defense. But then other times you deploy on the completely wrong side of the map, and the enemy just gets free reign over most of the map.
I will be real, Darian. You should have just bonsai'd the ball sniffer into them.
Still would have got plasma 100.
Yeah, those plasma.
would've died either
Scrubus's
way.
liners. Scrubus's liners can just
And
kill. Flynn as well, yes, and also Duke. Duke was in very good positions like the entirety of that match with their 450 liners. They pretty much Duke pretty much always had a crossfire on literally every single asset that ANS had.
The only reason I didn't get more damage was just because there was too many things to kill. Like,
We may perhaps have just had a skill issue.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Oh,